Hello, YouTube, and welcome to another edition of the World of Football's weekly NFL picks. I'm your host, Adam Snow, and sitting behind me is this apparently a custom blanket for the man sitting across from me, and that would be the founder of the worldoffootball.com and my co-host for this show, Randy Snow. How are you today, sir?
I'm feeling pretty good because I get to have my name right behind you, just like I'm looking over your shoulder all the time.
Oh, boy. It's like you think you're winning the picks or something, and you're just trying to loud it over me because you're not winning the picks good, sir.
No, not yet.
Not yet. It's coming down to the final. Well, I count the playoffs. He doesn't. But for you, it's coming down to the final week because I am up by a game. So let's recap real quick what happened last week. So last week, you went 10-5. That was pretty good. And for those of you out there, obviously, we are not counting the Bills, excuse me as I burp, Bengals game because of it hasn't really officially been, called a no contest.
Right.
We don't know if they're going to replay it yet. That's still all up in the air, but we'll see what happens with that in due time. So as of right now,
just 15 games this
we're
week.
not going to count it against anybody or for anybody. So that is what it is. So 10-5 last week. Pretty good, pretty respectable. That brings your record to 142 correct, 113 incorrect this year out of the 256 games played thus far. Or I guess that would be 255 now, one less. And then I went 9-6 last week, so I was a game behind you for a grand total of 143 right, 112 wrong. I'm up by one game.
Yep.
Going into the final week.
Up by one game on me.
So, yeah, all the marbles this week.
Yep.
And then playing along at home are our favorite pickers out there. Mike, congratulations. He might win a fantasy championship this year. We don't know. We're, again, waiting on that Bills-Bengals thing. But as of right now, Mike, he was winning everything because he went 13-2 last week. A really outstanding job last week. Followed by Mr. Cringe, 10-5. Way to go. Aaron, we tied. I know you hate that. 9-6, and then Liz also 9-6. So the three of us all tied.
Mm-hmm.
So yay us! And without further ado, we will just jump right into a big Week 18 slate of NFL games with so much on the line this week.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to start with the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. I will go first. You know what? I mean, it's all about seeding. And I think the Chiefs are playing to keep that number one seed. I will take the Chiefs to get the win on the road.
I agree. Kansas City in the first game.
All right. So far, no headway made. So maybe my strategy should be just to pick whoever you pick. All right, the next game, a big game for the AFC South is the Tennessee Titans will take on the Jacksonville Jaguars on Saturday. Who you have winning that game?
I don't know why, but I'm picking Jacksonville in that game.
You know why you're picking the Jaguars and why I'm picking the Jaguars? Because they are clearly the better team right now. Tennessee's going to be starting a backup quarterback, a guy who's been there a few weeks. Give me the Jaguars, who've been well coached this year. They look great. What a heck of a bounce back for them after having the number one overall pick. All right, then your Sunday 1 o'clock slate of games starts with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And the Falcons aren't playing for anything, so I'll take them to beat the Buccaneers, just to add insult to injury for the Buccaneers being the division champs.
Well, I am going to take Tampa Bay in that game.
Okay.
So we have our first difference of the week.
Well, I'm sure there'll be a few more to come. Then the New England Patriots will travel to Buffalo to play the Bills. Who do you have there?
Give me the Bills at home.
Yep, Bills at home. I agree 100%. All right, then the Minnesota Vikings will travel to Chicago to play the Bears. You know what? I'm going to take the feisty Bears at home. Minnesota. I know they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot, but there's just something about the Bears. I think at home that last week of the season, maybe they'll tank and try to get that number one pick. I don't know, but yeah, I'm going to take the Bears in an upset. Maybe. I hope that might come back to bite me, but I'm going to take the Bears.
This pick is going to come back to bite you because I'm taking the Vikings. Even though they looked terrible on the road last week, I think they'll look good enough to win this week.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, then the Baltimore Ravens will travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Who do you got in that game?
Cincinnati.
I agree wholeheartedly with that one. All right, then the Houston Texans will travel to Indianapolis to play the Colts. Now, the Texans could wrap up the number 1 seed by losing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to take the Texans for the 3rd straight week.
Really?
I am. To take on a Colts team that just... I can't make heads or tails of this team.
Well, I'm going to take the Colts. I'm not sure why, but give me the Colts.
Yep, again, could be my undoing. All right, then the New York Jets travel to Miami to play the Dolphins. Who do you have there?
Dolphins.
Really?
At home.
Dolphins at home. Give me the Jets to steal one on the road. You know what? Dang it. I'm probably making a bunch of rash picks, but it's the last week of the season. I think it's going to be crazy. The Carolina Panthers travel to New Orleans to play the Saints. And I'll take the Saints to win that one at home.
I agree. Take New Orleans in that game.
The Cleveland Browns travel to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. This should be an interesting game. Who do you have in that one?
I'm taking the Steelers in that game.
Darn, because I'm right there with you, picking the Steel Curtain. The New York Giants will go to Philly to play the Eagles. Who do you have there? Oh, I guess me. I have the Eagles winning.
Me too. Philadelphia at home.
All right, then the Dallas Cowboys travel to Washington to play Major Tutty and the Washington Commanders. Who do you got in that one?
Major Tutty is not going to be enough to help the Commanders. Give me Dallas.
Boy, yeah. Seeing Ron Rivera last week not realize that his team could have been eliminated was a bit of a... Oof. Come on, Coach. You should have known. That kind of just sums up the Commanders for me, and I'll take the red-hot Cowboys because I hate saying it, but I think the Cowboys are a scary team right now.
Yeah, they're peaking at the right time.
Yep. All right, then the Los Angeles Chargers travel to Denver to play the Broncos. I'll take the Chargers to get the victory there.
I agree. Chargers on the road in that one. But that could be a close game.
It could be a close game. Yes, it could. The Los Angeles Rams travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Now, remember, you're picking who do you think will win, not who do you want to win. You go first.
Well, if Matthew Stafford is going to play in that game, then
we don't know he's not. I don't think he is. I think we would have heard about it by now. We're recording on a Thursday for the record. This is going up on a Friday. So unless by some miracle we find out on a Friday before the game that Matthew Stafford's coming, I don't see it happening. As much as a great narrative and story that would be, it's not happening.
I'm still taking the Rams.
Unless it does happen, and then everybody's going to point back at this video, so I'll look stupid. Whatever. Boy, you are taking the Rams.
I am taking the Rams.
Something tells me the Rams are going to win. Give me the Rams. I don't think I picked the Rams in a long time.
Yeah, I don't think you have.
Something just tells me Baker's going to come out with that Baker magic and pull. Because these division games are always hard to pick. Because no matter how bad a record of a team is, in divisional games, for whatever reason, it is a dogfight. Usually. I think this is going to be one of those games that the Rams walk away with somehow. I don't know why, other than the football gods just giving us that little sliver of hope. We'll see. All right. Now, moving on, the Arizona Cardinals will travel to San Francisco to play the 49ers. Give me the 49ers to win. They're going to try to improve their seeding as well. So they're not going to let the Cardinals beat them.
I agree. San Francisco 49ers at home.
Okay.
And finally,
here we are. The final pick of the week. And for the first time all season, the Lions have a primetime game. How about that? So I have to ask the question. Randy Snow, sitting across the table from me. You've already picked the Rams to beat the Seahawks, giving Detroit a shot. Who wins between the Lions and Packers on Sunday Night Football?
Call me a homer, but I'm picking...
Hold on. Can we... Shirt you're wearing, a blanket with his name on it that he had to show off on camera. Who you picking?
Thanks to my daughter for that blanket, by the way.
It looks good.
That was great. I love it. Yeah, I'm taking the Lions. I honestly feel that they have what it takes to go up there and win this game. So, yeah, give me Detroit.
I'm going to write down my pick first and then calmly look at the camera and say, of course the Detroit Lions are going to stink and win. I believe it. This is the first time in a while that I actually believe the Lions can go up and punch that arrogant Aaron Rodgers in the face and just embarrass him on their own home field. Maybe this will come back to bite me for being all the hyped up about this game, but I just feel it. I just feel like the narrative of the NFL is just going to somehow present itself to give the Lions that opportunity. And even if they don't win this game, they're going to come out and they're going to play their hearts out, because even if Seattle wins and Detroit's eliminated, they got so much to still play for. It's their first winning record in 5 years.
Yep.
It'd be knocking Green Bay out of the playoffs, a division rival, and having a better record than them, being in second place in the division for the first time in years. There is so much on the line for the Lions that I just think that, Campbell has really, take that loss at Carolina a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that was bad. But I think they tightened some screws. They got some things. I think mentally they're finally here where they're like, look, we're still in this and we're going to come out and fight. I wholeheartedly believe the Detroit Lions will get into the playoffs. I'm there. All right. That's the first time in a long time I've been this gung-ho about it. I think the Lions are going to pull it off. And I don't want to be an arrogant SOB, but I am this close to being that guy who walks into work with a big Lions flag and just shouting, singing the Lions fight song. So we'll see. But I am... I think they're going to do it.
In years past, the same old Lions would have gone up there with a chance to make the playoffs and totally lost this game. But I really do feel that they're not the same team anymore. Campbell really has things turned around. Their attitude is such that they're going to go up there and feel that they can win the game. Whether they do or not, they feel that they can win, and I do feel that they have everything they need to win that game.
I do too. I think Green Bay, though, is a scary team.
Yes.
But
at home in January, yes.
Aaron Rodgers with something on the line is a tough guy to play against, but I think the Lions will have a plan. I don't think the plan will go perfectly. There will definitely be some bumps and bruises along the way. Maybe something won't go exactly right, but I think at the end of the day, as long as you stick in officials, let them just play the game, and don't call any cheap roughing the passer calls for Aaron Rodgers, because we know that's about to happen.
Yeah, that's happened way too many
times.
Good
Lord.
In the past.
So we'll see. That's the only thing I'm nervous about is just bad officiating. Let them play. They are playing for something. If the Lions end up actually playing for something, I mean, regardless, one of these teams is getting into the playoffs.
This could be decided on the last play of the game.
It could be. It could very well go down to the last couple of drives.
Yep.
That's that type of game. And
who has the ball last and with time running
3-0. Get ready, everybody. But all right, that's this week's picks. We'll see what happens with the rescheduling, if they reschedule that Buffalo Bills Bengals game from last week. Who knows? There's a lot of scenarios going around right now. We'll see if they've solved that by the time this video goes up. But so how many did we pick differently? Did you count that?
Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
4 games different.
Wow. So we could be tied for all we know going into.
Or I could be up by 3 after this week.
We'll see what happens.
Win the season again for the fourth year.
Watch us go tied, and then watch us have to repick that Buffalo Bills Chiefs game.
Whatever.
So
we'll see what happens.
That'll be crazy. All right, this video's run long enough. Good luck, everybody, with your picks, and good luck to our beloved Detroit Lions.
Do you want to tell people to like our videos and to subscribe to our YouTube channel? Click the bell notification and leave us a comment. Would you like to do that?
Since you already did it, I guess I think that was left in capable hands for a change.
Okay. Did you want to mention that we also have a podcast called This Week in the World of Football?
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
What did we talk about this week?
Well, last week was episode 277. We talked about, of course, the Damar Hamlin incident on Monday Night Football. We talked about that for quite a while.
Yeah.
There were a few other things that we talked about, too.
College football playoff games.
Football playoff finals are set with Michigan, with Georgia and TCU.
Yeah.
It should be interesting.
That should be a fun game.
Yeah.
Then what else? Your history lesson was about the name.
What is a Coastal Carolina Chanticleer?
Yep, there we go. All right. So, guys, until next week, when we recap what happened this past week, and we'll see what. Excuse me again. I got root beer burps. We'll see what happens with that Bills-Bengals game. I mean, yeah, if it doesn't get replayed, we'll see. So,
yeah, I personally think they won't play it. That's just my own opinion.
I don't either.
They'll call it a no contest, and they'll just go from there.
That's what I think as well. So, next week, guys, same football time, same football channel.
Ooh, nice.
Points if you get the reference.